Welcome back to another episode of my Ultimate Iron Man. As you can see, I am here at the Hallowed Sepulcher, a place I have been to before, actually, although not for a while. You can see my floor 1 count is at 92, and if you look right there, a little spoiler already, my floor 4 count is at 14. Yeah, I've had a floor unlocked for a while, but I had never come back to Sepulcher since getting it, but I did at the end of last episode. And my goal for this episode was to learn floor 4 and then eventually learn floor 5, because we are less than 100k XP away from 92 agility at this point. So floor 5 will be coming very soon, and I figured, hey, rather than learn 4 and 5 at the same time, let's try and get familiar with 4, and then we'll be, can fully focus on floor 5. And I'm happy to say that I think I am pretty familiar with floor 4. It's still at the point where, like, there's some, cursing and swearing involved sometimes whenever I miss certain obstacles. But I've got my head wrapped around it. I even, at the very end of last video, I'd only done a couple, like 3 or 4 runs at that point of the 4th floor, but I had said it felt strange that one side seemed a lot easier than the other as far as like the last big kind of like puzzle challenge you have to do at the end. And I do still think it's more challenging the other one. I definitely prefer the other path, but it's not like stupid impossible. It's just kind of, it's really RNG dependent, or not really, but it's fairly RNG dependent, and it's just kind of annoying and much more intensive, in my opinion, than the other path is for the same floor, which is a little annoying, but I get they wanted to not make it identical, so I can't blame them for that. But overall, it's been going pretty well. I am surprised I'm doing this well with talking the whole time, because usually I don't do too well whenever I have to talk and focus like this. Ooh, will I beat this one? I think I will. But yeah, it's going good. I'll talk more about what I want to do in a bit. The main thing I'm after, though, is a Ring of Endurance. I am not committing to training till 99 here, but I mean, I'll stay as long. If it takes me until 99 and I don't get a ring, then I guess that's how it'll go. But my main goal is definitely just to get the ring and then go back to Herbivore. Herbivore is the main reason I want the ring. There are some other things it could be useful for, but that's like the thing that's immediately on the docket that I'm like, yes, I would like this to do it like efficiently, in quotes. And this is a good way to, I'm trying to do skilling. This is a good way to train my agility at the same time. And you also make some decent money. So far, my whole inventory is just stuff I have gotten from the Sepulcher since I've been doing it. I deposited all my coins. I've got all of my like runes and stuff set up. So you see, we've already gotten Ranar seeds are I think going to be the biggest one that's like useful for us. And then also we can get runes, which is always good to have, and then money, always good to have as well. And of course the Hallowed marks, which we already, at this point, I'm not going to go too much into strategy. I did that more in like the last time I talked about Sepulcher in a video. So, and you can also just like look up guides and stuff if you want to like learn how to do Sepulcher. I'm not going to be good at explaining it because I'm also not incredible at it myself. But I've got all of the like, utility items, the tools that can make you do it better, the ones that I want. So the only thing I'm saving up marks for is I would like to get the Dark Acorn, because I do have the squirrel and I think it just looks really, really cool. And if I have, if I can afford it, I would also love to get the Black Graceful, because I think that's kind of cool as well. That would involve going out and getting another Graceful set, because I don't have enough for Black Graceful yet. But that's just kind of what I'm saving up for, and that's going to be a lot of marks. So we could be here for a minute even if we do get the ring. But again, those are all problems that we will cross when we get to that bridge. I didn't think it would happen so soon. I mean, we're just about to get 92, but I managed to get under 2 minutes for my personal best for floor 4. I think 203 or 204 had been my PB before that, which is already, like, I had gone down from like 250, 240, 230, and then I had a big jump to that one. I thought it would take well into having floor 5 unlocked before we could get that, but just things went well that time, I guess. I still don't know what like the optimal times are, because like again, like you can see some videos of some like high level plays, which again, there's always going to be a little bit of RNG, but like getting everything right, never messing up, like you can really fly through some of these floors. And I think this should be enough going through here. It is indeed. That is 92 agility. Didn't see the message. Of course, we all know what we get. Floor 5 of the Sepulcher is unlocked. I imagine it probably will be unlocked like right now. I won't even have to go and start a new run. That would be strange to me, but we will see. I don't think I'm going to get the hollowed chest this run. I'm gonna go slow and make sure I get my tiles marked and everything like that. and I'm sure floor 5 will be very challenging to do in general. Well, first trip here, and I made it through. I mean, obviously, I think just giving up is how you don't make it through. But yeah, are you sure you wish to leave? I do. We only almost 6K from finishing that. That's kind of crazy. Good news is other than the very last section, which I mean I ran out of time before that anyway, but I can see myself getting good at everything fairly easily. That last section could take some getting used to, depending on how much time you have left. But I don't think it's going to be insane. The last one's just hard because you can't. For most of them, if you have good tiles, you can kind of just like know, oh, I have to get to this tile, I have to get to this tile, and then wait for this and go to this tile. For the last section, like it's so with the arrows and the fire, there's too much RNG that you can't like realistically just have a bunch of tiles and know which ones to go to. So you just have to use like skill, for lack of a better term, I guess, and just watch and know where you need to be, which side of the fire is going to be safe and whatnot. It can be a lot, but I definitely can see just getting used to it. So I am very, very much looking forward to the first time I'm going to be able to loot the chest. Honestly, I'm going to make a bet. I'm going to say my third attempt I'll be able to loot the chest. I'm saying it now. Look at me doubting myself like I'm not great at this game, like I'm not the best freaking RuneScape player that has ever lived. This is second time ever being on floor 5, and we get the Grand Hallowed Coffin and 200 law runes. There's actually some pretty good money. So yep, that's it. Super easy. 22 seconds left. I even looted both of the grapple and the portal chest you get before here. So yeah, we are certainly moving up in the world. And also the money, I got like a rune two-hander, a rune plate that trip, like the money's starting to come in. I got a strange old lockpick, which I do think is actually supposed to help you fail less here, although I just don't fail that often anyway with the pickpocketing, and getting poison doesn't matter if you have the ring because you won't take enough damage for it to matter. But hey, I'm happy about it. Doing a bit of a strange method here. I'll explain why in just a second. But I need to make a super defense potion for an elite clue I have. And of course you need cadentines for that. And I don't have any. Cadentines hard, but like pretty much the only ways to get it other than I always used to think you had to get them from drops, and I've killed chaos druids for them before, but it's like I think it's like a 1 in 80 drop for them from chaos druids. It's not common, that's for sure. And obviously, even though, I wouldn't die to Chaos Druids, it's combat, something could go wrong. So I was just looking on the wiki and I saw that Sorceress's Garden had herbs, and I was confused at first. Like, I had heard of this. I've actually done a little bit in League to try and get the fruit. And I thought maybe you could get them as rewards from that, even though I think this is mostly a thieving thing. But it turns out there's a little like herb garden here in there, and you can pick the herbs, and you get 2 clean herbs every single time you do them. And then you get teleported back out. So you have to Del Monte, I don't know what that is. So then you have to keep, just go on like doing in runs. So like rather than going for the fruit each run, you would just go for the herbs there. And it's if you're wondering what that timer is, that's the timer you can use for the one-click method for the summer garden, like to get the fruit. Whereas if you wait for that timer and if you have the thing set up right, then you only click the tree once, and you just automatically will run there and you get that. You just keep doing that. That's the way you do it to like AFK the actual method. And you can do the exact same thing for the herbs. You just wait for there's a plugin called One Click Summer Garden you can get, and then set it up the right way as if you're doing the tree. And then rather than clicking on the tree, just click on the herbs, and it still gets you there the same way with the thing. So I think it's like a 1 in 15 chance for a Cadentine from this. So hopefully it shouldn't take too long. The last time I did Cadentine from Chaos Druids, it took me a long time, longer than it was worth, certainly. So I am happy to see if this is a doable alternative. Alright, just got an elite, the first elite we actually got. And I was planning on saving all of these clues to open them at one time, but I think it's just not going to be worth it. Too much inventory space. And I think caskets actually have, like, they weigh 1 pound maybe, so we'll just go ahead and open these up as I get them. Nothing good from the mediums, as we expect. And the elite, also nothing great. Well, I was on fire this time. This is certainly going to be a PB. I just, I don't know, it clicked for me. And it's funny, I was just thinking, like, I only have 10 run energy left. It's like, is it worth it to bring staminas to this? Do you guys think? Or, like, do you always just kind of have consistently, like, a little, just enough if you fail, a normal, in quotes, amount of time. But yeah, that's like almost a full minute faster than I think my previous PB. So that's pretty good. All right, doing a little check-in. It's been, I'm gonna say it's been a minute. You know, yesterday was the last time we recorded a clip for this. Just been, you know, hitting the grind, trying to get better and better at Sepulcher. And let's see, what do I have? I just opened my 20th Grand Coffin, and I've done floor 5 25 times. So getting better and better, you know, for actually, obviously you can tell I had a failed couple of completions there. I should have done it sooner for sure, but I started making sure I always have one of these Hallowed tokens, which is it costs 10 marks to buy from the stranger. But you can use it to add a minute onto your time, because I had a couple times where like I had like 20 seconds left just as I was getting to the end of like the final puzzle on floor 5, and like if I would have been able to loot it if I'd had that, but it's, you know, it just didn't happen. I will say, like, pros will probably say, like, you know, it's not worth, once you learn it, it's not worth it to have it, because I haven't had to use it in the last probably like 15 runs or something like that. So, you know, I've definitely just, once you learn it, you can easily have, I'd say I probably have on average about a minute of time left, just about, as I finish the last puzzle, and it takes, you know, 15-20 seconds to run over there. I have had 2 individual times where the timer said 0, but as soon as you start jumping on the platform to the coffin, it'll pause, like right there, and you can actually loot it when it still says 0, which is a little stressful the first time it happens, but then it feels great when you finally catch it. It's a big dopamine hit. But I don't want to speak too soon. Obviously, you know, I could get burnt on this, like I get burnt on anything, but this is some of the most fun I've ever had playing RuneScape. It definitely, like, you have to enjoy this kind of precise, like, you know, clicking and stuff like that, but it definitely, like, it's one of the very few things in this game that I actually feel like I am good at this because I'm good at learning what you need to do and how to get past the different obstacles and stuff, and not just like, oh, I had good gear, you know, I learned this boss's mechanic, and then it's just doing the same thing. Like, it is kind of the same thing, and it's like floors 1 through, honestly, 1 through 3 and a lot of 4 is very mechanical for me at this point. Like, I think I have it down pretty well. And then even a lot of floor 5, except for pretty much the very end, and like one of the sword throws halfway through can be a little RNG annoying sometimes, but everything else I've got down to, I think I can do it pretty dang well, and it feels super good. So now I'm just focused on, okay, well, see, I'm talking here, you can't excuse me for that, and of course, you know, things like that happen sometimes. You just gotta not let it get you down. You don't actually lose that much time for something like that. It's like, okay, whatever, you know, just recover and then keep on going to the road to glory. I will say, I was looking at XP rates before I went to bed last night, and the wiki said, I think somewhere in the verge of like 80k is like the expected time, even if you're looting chests, which is, nah, I was getting like 66k last night, I think was my average rune light set at the end. I have just finished an hour of 72k XP an hour, so it's getting up there. But I definitely would like to, you know, someday try to see if I can, you know, if I get better and better, if I can go up, but it doesn't feel like I can improve that much more on floor 5. Like, I do still mess up sometimes, but like, I have a decent amount of, like, you know, I don't say perfect, but, you know, pretty dang good runs sometimes for time. And that feels like a big jump to hit that. But hey, what do I know? I haven't done the math. I don't know how it can work out. I do, maybe once I unlock the Dark Acorn, maybe I'll stop looting the chests and just try and only loot the Grand Coffin, because you can get a lot more XP. Like, the XP an hour says, the wiki says it goes up to 90k an hour if you stop looting except the last chest. So maybe I'll do that, because I do think, again, with me, my goal being maxing, like, I think even just looting the Grand Coffin, you'd probably get enough marks for like a full set of Graceful. I just don't know. So I don't know. I'd appreciate any input if you guys have them. Oh, also one other thing, if you're still listening at the end of this huge long ramble, for any UIMs out there specifically, or maybe Ironmen too, but definitely UIMs, do you think it's worth it to keep Sandfus from here? Because I get a lot of them, or not a lot, but a decent amount from looting the chests, and it's really hard to get Sandfus. I think the only other place I've ever gotten them as drops is Kraken, and it's like a somewhat rare, uncommon drop for just like 2. And the reason I want them is I'd love to try and do Nightmare sometimes. It's not super important, but now that the one tablet you can put to the Dragon's Medallion is like 1 in 50, at the very least I could commit to doing like 50 Nightmares. Or maybe, I think maybe it's 100 to get the guaranteed drop. But like, that's just something I did it a little bit in League. I really enjoy it. I would love to have full Inquisitors. It's storable, and I think it just looks freaking sick. but I know it's not like efficient to do that, and I'm certainly not at the point where I'd be able to do Nightmare like super well on the account. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, obviously it's a bag space. Obviously it's, you know, there's going to be better things I could use. But it seems like this is a pretty decent place to start bulking up some sand fuse. Because I was dropping them at first for the first like hour. And I was like, hang on, maybe I should keep these, you know, just go and get them noted every time I have a full inventory. It's just a random thing I've been thinking of. Don't know if anyone else has done that or if any UIMs even really do Nightmare that often. I know it's probably a pretty late game thing, but I would appreciate any input. Well, we just hit 30 grand Hallowed chests open. I don't know if that's a milestone. I guess it's a milestone. I also got a new PB for floor 5, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I don't... Is 3 minutes too much to even ask for this video? I think it might be. I don't know. I don't know if I'm there yet. But we can forget the next video because I didn't even need like 2 more runs. This was a very, very good time. I have not checked yet, but it's almost certainly got to be a PB. Yeah, floor 5. Okay, not a floor 5 PB, but a new overall personal best by I think like 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure my previous was like 7:54, so that was 40 seconds PB. That's pretty good. Freaking thank the Lord I got this elite clue because I had to get a Cadentine and do the sled. It took freaking forever, but they're always worth it. No, they're not. Good Alks though. Okay, Alks. It only took like 2 more runs for me to get another elite clue and another elite casket. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's a mimic! Can I fight a mimic right now? Oh! Well, it took me a second try, so I don't think we're actually going to benefit from the bonus loot you get from the mimic, but I was able to do it. We now have 2 mimic kill count. The first time I was using Ice Barrage, I probably should have used Blood Spells, and I just brought a little better food. So, you know, I still was pretty close. Probably risked it more than I should have, but hey, anything for elite clues. At least I profited Death Runes. Bit of a surprising level here, but this is, you know, a multi-skill training method at the end of the day. There's 95 magic. We can now cast Fire Surge. Actually something from 95. That's kind of surprising. But no, you don't actually get that much magic XP. You get like 200 for going through the portals, and then sometimes if you get an Alk, or an Alkable, I'll Alk that, and that's like, you know, a little bit. So it's not like crazy XP at all. But, you know, as we can see, little bits of XP can add up. Oh my god, that was horse. Pretty sure we're getting a level from going through here. We are indeed. That's 93. I hate how we don't get to see it whenever it's going down. Like pretty much the only time you get XP or big chunks of XP is going down the stairs. And I wish it didn't like, I don't know how it's coded in there, and I'm sure spaghetti code, but like it seems strange that we don't get to see the pop-up message. I don't think we get anything. I'll throw something on the screen if we do get it. Probably not. I think we're near the end. Certainly no more courses. Maybe there's like a few more shortcuts, like 1 or 2, but I would be pretty surprised if there were. Oh my gosh, this is going to have to be, I'm guessing, a PB for floor 5 and a PB overall time. This is very, very fast floor 5, and I even came very, very close to hitting my PBs for a couple of the other floors. So let us see. Yep, 249 floor 5, 638 overall. I guess doing floors like that, and I even looted 2 portals that time, so I guess doing floors like that is how you get up to that like 80 or 90k XP an hour. Not really any crazy milestone here or anything, but I do know whenever we finish this floor, that is going to be the 100th time I has finished floor 4. And while it isn't a great accomplishment, it is a nice round number, and so that makes my brain say it's okay to use it to end this video. As you can see, I need to go to bed, and I also need to not talk and do this at the same. What? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's off. I know how to play this game. But anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. That was too late. I'm gonna die here. I don't know where the safe spot is. I should mark that second safe spot for if you're bad. I'm gonna go ahead and label that you suck. That's the point of that one right there. But anyway, this video, we actually, I'm pretty happy with the progress. Oh my god, I can't talk at all. Other than right now, I am happy with the progress I've made in Sepulcher. We overall, I think we gained about a million XP. We went from 90, we were really close to 92, but we still got 92 this video. 92 to 91 to 93. And then we also managed to get a magic level just because we were pretty close, and you do get some magic XP from the stuff here. But yeah, mainly I'm just so happy with how much I have gotten the hang of Sepulcher. I really enjoy doing it. I also just don't think it's insanely challenging. It can be annoying sometimes, but I also am not trying to record a lot of times I'm doing that. We're gonna get 1500 marks this run, or we should. So that'll be halfway to the recolor for the giant squirrel, which you can see I brought out our giant squirrel because I just had him sitting in the POH the whole time. So figured, if we'd at least get some love here. Bit of advice: if you do bring a pet to Sepulcher, make sure you change your default left click option to walk here instead of like talk or pick up or whatever it is, because there were times where I failed a trap because I needed to walk right where my pet was standing, and I decided to talk to him instead of walking there, and it got me killed. So just to save you the headache now, if you want to bring your pet to Sepulcher, go ahead and do that. But overall, like I said, very happy with the progress we made this video. I'm gonna just continue on Sepulcher next video. Well, my goal is to at least get to 3,000 marks so I can get the Dark Acorn and maybe start working towards some Dark Graceful pieces as well. It might be 2 weeks to the next video just because, it's weird going from Hunter where I could get like a million XP in 1 day off of work, and then coming here and I got a million XP in like 1 week. But also I definitely was not playing like 100% as much as I could have. I'm still trying to make my way through the Jedi Survivor game, which I have mixed feelings on, but it's been, fun for the most part. But I should finish that tomorrow, and then I'll have at least 1 other day off this week to just full focus on Sepulcher and not mess up like I'm doing atrociously right now as I try and live record this this ending here. But yeah, hoping to do more Sepulcher and agility. Expect that next video. I didn't even say it. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. If you've gotten through this whole video and like all my rambling and being terrible at this in clips, thank you so much. It means a lot to me that you would put up with me in Sepulcher. It really is fun. Don't let my gameplay fool you. It really, really is fun and engaging, and I'd highly recommend you give it a try if you are interested in training agility. Oh my lord, just end my life now.